What's up, everybody? This is Jason, Zombie Collector Extraordinaire, and I have a pickup video of some wrestling cards that I picked up over the last month or so. I don't believe this is in my nutso video of my mental meltdown of buying everything on eBay. This is actually after that. This was me just picking up some wrestling cards. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because, you know, the wrestling card fans and wrestling fans out there are not as plentiful, but I want to give us all due respect and the proper respect for that. So I'm going to show off some of these cards. The first up is a Upper Deck AEW canvas card of Jungle Boy. Now he goes by Jack Perry, or Jungle Boy Jack Perry, because he's becoming more of a man. That is Darby Allin taking the elbow to the back of the head. They had just a tournament not too long, or a wrestling for the World Championship belt. Those two guys, along with MJF and Sammy Guevara, and then MJF won again, which was not a surprise. Doing a headlock takeover so of Darby Allin, which is like just like a slap in the face to Darby Allin. I'm a big fan of Darby Allin. Jungle Boy, not so much. This is appropriate. Here we have Christian on the canvas card. Looks like he's doing that to what's he going by? King Zay now or something? Isaiah Cassidy doing his move there. This was probably back. It looks like that was in Jacksonville. That's what this looks like. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, you have Christian there. He actually is coming on strong. That he just won the TNT Championship through Luchasaurus, beating Wardlow last night in a Collision, the first episode of Collision, which I thought was great. I'm looking forward to maybe speaking with Carlos or somebody and see what their thoughts are. We can talk about that. Next up is a Dante Martin doing his aerial assault over there on Malachi Black from the House of Black, which I'm a huge Malachi Black fan. And Dante Martin there. His brother, he is now out. His brother, Darius, is now playing. So it's funny because Darius was out for the most part of a year and change. So Dante went from a tag team with his brother, it's called Top Flight, to basically a single star for the better part of a year and a half. Then his brother came back. His brother, unfortunately, got out of shape. When they first came out, they were pretty, thin and, athletic builds. And then his brother, he had one too many cheeseburgers or something and kind of got a little bit soft in the middle, which, again, I'm not saying anything bad about that. I'm a fat guy, but at the end of the day, it was just kind of like, these guys were known for their high-flying assaults that they did, and then he became more of a heavier guy, and then Dante got hurt. So it's kind of like, now we'll see what happens. Then we have Dax Harwood, part of FTR, punching Ray Phoenix in the head. Now this bottom part here, I think these are variations. I can't remember. There was 2022 and 2023 or 2021 and 2022 canvas cards. And I think the bottom here, they do a variation of a gold or something. So I can't remember. I'm sure I can ask Carlos and a few other guys. So Dax Harwood, he just did with Cash Wheeler, and CM Punk just had a match last night, which was a barn burner with what are they calling it, Bullet Club Gold or something, or Golden Bullet Club, and Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe was laying in some hard slaps, some hard chops to CM Punk. Then we have good old JR right there. JR has... He was rough on the mic last night. He only came in for the final match, which was FTR and CM Punk versus Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe. And they say something kind of quickly about him having something to do with his voice or something that happened, but I don't know. I mean, he's had a couple times where he is hard to understand what he's saying. I'm not for sure if something's happening behind closed doors with his health, but it was unfortunate. So we have Colt Cabana, which has essentially disappeared from TV ever since CM Punk came back. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories with that. He addressed it multiple times, CM Punk as well as Tony Khan and all that. And, you can read between the lines, whatever you want. But essentially when CM Punk came in, Colt Cabana went out. And he showed up on TV like a couple weeks after the CM Punk fiasco, the fallout from Brawl Out from All Out or whatnot. And he came back and did some Ring of Honor stuff, and then he's been gone again, so who knows. Then we have Darby Allin kicking Sammy Guevara right in the face, which is where he should be doing. Shout out to Scott. You know, buddy. Sammy Guevara. They're trying to turn him babyface. It was funny because he gets up there this past week at Dynamite. I was talking about having a baby with Tay Mello now. She changed her name. I don't know. Whatever. Tay Mello. And like people were cheering for the baby, but then when Darby came out to kind of try to say, "Oh, the crowd's getting back behind you, and you're being liked by the crowd again," and you heard all these people like, "Boo, boo." So I don't think he is still liked. I don't like him. I've never liked him. I definitely don't like him now. He is the only wrestler. He hasn't got the memo. Like he really has leaned into, which is not a good thing in this case. Let me share my personal life with you and the wrestling fan, and then when people aren't responding, keep doing it. Like sometimes they've done that in the past, wrestlers, and if it goes well, then they keep kind of doing that, like shading reality. But he's like showing like reality. Like, they really got married. He really broke up with his former fiance to hook up with the much hotter Tay Mello. And he brought that in front of everybody's face and rubbed everybody else into it. And then he leaned into it and no one liked it. It was like turn off the TV heat. And then the whole thing with them getting married. And then that was like a big thing. And then like making out and showing pictures of them on vacation. Like it never got over. Like no one liked it. He just kept doing it. And then he like made it like worse. And then the whole thing with the baby, like no one wants to boo a baby. No one's like, boo, baby suck, boo. But as soon as he brings it up, and then like it's not like really even people like cheering like super hard for him. They're just like, yay, babies, they're great. And then when Darby comes out there and tries to help put him over, everybody's so like, you suck, boo. He doesn't get it. And if he is getting it, then he is apparently oblivious to reality. Talking about somebody who cannot be more over is Matt Hardy with his brothers finally back, Jeff. They're gonna have a matchup this weekend next week with the Guns. Billy Gunn's two boys. And I do not like when Matt Hardy plays these other characters. I like him just as, kind of like original old school Matt Hardy. The 1990s Matt Hardy version with him and his brother. That's the Matt Hardy I like. I don't need all the stupid, like he's a vampire or some kind of magician or ghost or, his whole delete thing all the time. I mean, he is one of the one guys out there still today that is 100% living the wrestling gimmick as far as he wants to show all his high spots and get them in because that's what people know him for. So he does all the twist of fate and the delete thing, and he does all the jumping off the second turn belt with the fingers in the air and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, he gets his spots in, but it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like you're watching the guy who is no longer at that level that he used to be, which is fine. Everybody gets older. You just can't do it anymore. But he wants to make sure he gives the fans what they came to see, which credit to him. We have the Butcher and the Blade, which haven't been on TV in a while. They've been great. I've always enjoyed their work. The Butcher looks completely different now. He's shaved his hair. He's thinned down a ton. He put on more muscle. He's wearing like short like trunks where he used to wear like long pants. And he got his man like huge mustache, like fully formed and like across his face even more like trimmed up. He doesn't like some kind of mountain man as much. He looks great. Like they're a great tag team, but unfortunately they kind of turn into jobbers. So whenever you need a formidable like real looking tag team that can like put the hurt on you and like really work well, they get them, and then they always end up getting beat. And it's just like you gotta let them have some wins. Two people who are not believable, but always get so much time because they're friends with Orange Cassidy is the best friends. I like Chuck Taylor actually. I'm a big fan of the Kentucky Gentleman, Chucky. What is his name? Trent Beretta, I believe. I could take him or leave him. I'm not a big fan of his. doesn't really do much. I mean, he has some funny things he'll say from time to time, but they're always on TV. I don't get it. One person who showed back up after like a year and a half, Miro. I am thrilled. He came back. He completely wrecked Tony Nese. But Tony Nese is a great wrestler, and he gets shown a lot on Dark and Elevation. Now he's on Ring of Honor a lot more. But he came out there and he had a funny segment that he was like, making fun of everybody in Chicago along with Mark Sterling. And then Miro comes out, and then, they let Tony luckily have a little bit of offense, but really it's just a squash match. And Miro just destroyed him. And it's good to have Miro back. They need to make him the monster that he was before they clipped his wings with Sammy Guevara. I don't know what Tony sees in that kid. I mean, honestly, Sammy Guevara is like a buck 20, buck 30, probably soaking wet. Yeah, he has a good physique, but he when he gets on the mic, he doesn't know what to say. He just wants to just talk nonsense. And he's not believable. And he does a lot of crazy stuff, and I guess that's the reason why he does a lot of high-flying crazy stuff. And I guess that's the reason why some people initially liked him, because he did some really risque stuff, which I give him credit for that. But he should never beat Miro. Miro was on the trajectory, which is like a missile going up into the stratosphere as a TNT champion. Ever since they took it off of him, he went to a tailspin. So hopefully they learned their lesson and not do that to him, but who knows. Then I grabbed a couple WWE cards of Ruby Riott, now Ruby Soho, Indiana's own, from Hoosierland, USA, Lafayette. She's 5'4", which is funny because you see her in there. She comes across kind of tall to some of the other girls, but apparently she's only 5'4". So I know that Jade Cargill and Chris Statlander, they're more in that 5, 8, 9, 10 range, I believe. Or at least they look like they are. I could be wrong, but I know some of them are quite a bit taller. And then Taya Valkyrie's probably 5'8". So she's right up there with them. But these girls, they look like they're taller, but maybe not. But she got pinned last night. The Outcast got pinned by Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. I don't know how I feel about that. Here is another one of Ruby Soho, a.k.a. Ruby Riott. And I'm a big fan. Like I said, she's from Indiana, so I got to represent my Indiana Hoosier wrestlers, which is not too many. And then this is a cool one here. I got this for just a couple dollars. Red Velvet Relic card from the 2022 product. She's super smoking hot, but she's really good. But she hasn't been on TV forever too. Ever since she had the fallout with Jade Cargill and kind of had a match or two with Jade and I think Kiera Hogan, and then she got bounced out of there, and Layla Gray was in there. All of them kind of kind of fell away except Layla Gray. But now, who knows what's going to happen with her now that Jay's taking a break? We'll see. But Red Velvet, and then let's see here. This one was cool. He's doing a lot more stuff behind the scenes now than he used to. And this is when he was with Impact. It is Christopher Daniels. And this was actually numbered out of 25, I believe. This is 3 out of 25. He is with the AEW now. He's one of their, I believe, trainers. I think he's also involving in human resources a lot. He does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with the wrestlers. He still wrestles. I think he might be, I don't know if he's one of the bookers or not, but I know he has a lot to do with the, talent relations. And he still does a lot with, I think, training. And he's been around for 30 plus years. He's been with a lot of different promotions. He was a former AEW tag team champ. I think he was a TNT or TNA champ for a while. But anyways, there you go. Christopher Daniels. I didn't even realize he has some kind of creepy mustache going on there. Look at that creepy mustache. That's funny. I did not notice that. So there's the autograph. This is a sticker autograph. But again, it was I got it for $3. Next up, I've shown this card before because I talked about the eBay, what not to do if you're an eBay seller. I'm going to show it again real quick. Vince Russo. Either you love him or you hate him. A lot of people hate him. Jim Cornette for sure hates him. I don't personally have a problem with him. I think he has a an observation or a perspective that, you know, a lot of wrestling fans have. And I think he is a reason, good or bad, that Attitude Era is what it is. And I'm not going to, this is not the video for that. But again, this is an on-card autograph of Vince Russo. And, you know, regardless of what your thoughts are on Vince Russo, he is an historical figure in the world of wrestling, especially in that 10 to 15 year period where he was either a behind-the-scenes writer slash, you know, creator or whatnot, or an on-screen talent of some capacity, and now it's more of a commentator on the product. Vince Russo, I couldn't pass this. I think I got this for $5. And then the best card, but the coolest card I received was my very first breakout from AEW Breakout. This is from last year's product, and it is of Dax Harwood of FTR. This is a really cool, again, translucent, see-through there, kind of with the fire in the background. You see like has like that shine to it, and on the back, right there, Dax Harwood. So really cool. So there you have it, guys. So hope you all enjoyed the video. It was just a bunch of different cards, as you can see, wrestling cards. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Again, please like, share, subscribe. Most importantly, guys, I'm trying to build some goodwill and some good momentum going into the summer, and try to, like I said, do video a couple times a week videos, just to kind of get some processes out there and trying to get that, you know, wheels turning. And I guess that's about it, guys. I appreciate you all watching, and comment. Like I said, big time for me is comment. So comment it below. Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace.